All right, so tonight on Dalton Off Grid, we're going to start off by ripping a lot of stuff out of a house that has been currently lived in. It's got a washing, or not a washing, a dishwasher, a refrigerator, and a stovetop. We're going to take that out. We're going to take the cabinets out. We're going to take carpeting out. If we get to the electrical side of things, we might get to that tonight. But for now, we're going to start out with the bigger stuff, try to get it done, and then we'll get to the electric side here later. But first off, we're going to start with just the main things, the appliances and stuff. And only 3 appliances come with the house. But we could show you around and show you kind of a little bit of what the house looks like right now as is. All right, so we're standing currently in the kitchen area, and as you can see, it's got these peel and stick tile on the flooring right now. We're gonna take that up. I think we're gonna do a Luan floor for now, and then eventually we're gonna get something over the top of it. But for now, the floor's kind of uneven, so we want Luan over it just to make it solid and flat. Perfect. It's got these old cabinets in it, and they was kind of in kind of rough shape. Doors didn't really open and close too well. So we're going to use them in the garage as kind of storage for canned goods and other things like that. Just different things. We're going to paint all the walls. We've got a little bit of fixing up to do, a little bit of texturing to do. All these ceiling fans that you see, they're going to come down. They're going to be replaced with caps over the top of them. A little bit of mudding around that, so we'll show you how to do that. The backsplash we're going to leave. The woman that was here years prior, not this current owner, but the years prior, she had these really neat and decorative little plates on the wall, and we're just figuring we're just going to leave them up there. It's kind of a neat little eye catcher, old, and but we're gonna paint all the cabinets white because green doesn't match anything that we're going for. We're kind of an off-grid and kind of more rustic people, so it doesn't match anything we're after. This room right here is what they was gonna convert into a laundry facility room. It used to have a deck on here when I was a kid. It had a big deck on this area back here and a lot of stained glass on this room. Really pretty. But that part rotted out, so they took that off and they boarded this up. So we're going to actually take and we're going to do something special there that we're not going to show right now or tell about, but we're going to do something special with that. Of course, this room, like I said, ceiling fan's going to come down. The walls and stuff are going to need to be a little bit more mudded on and just different things, holes that are going to be patched over and then painted. Of course, we're going to drywall this wall. I think we're going to cut it back to here so we don't have to worry about these plumbing lines, but we're going to cut it back to here so that way it'll give us a little more room to get a dining table in here. This is basically going to be a dining / school area. As you come over here, you gotta walk around here, and it's a living room area. Fireplace currently doesn't work at the moment. It's blocked off. It has been for many years. I don't exactly know why, but it was blocked off, so we might dig into it or we might not at all because we got our wood stove. And the flooring had all been taken up in here previously. In all the downstairs area had really been taken out of. So all we got to do is just replace it. And like I said, we got to do Luan because the flooring being so uneven. This, of course, is the front door area and walk through. Bathroom there really doesn't need much work. But just a little bit of stuff that we'll show along the way. As you come upstairs, you got a master bedroom that needs quite a bit of work. It's very dark and green. We're wanting to brighten this room up just with a base white coat, but it's going to also need all the ceilings textured. Walls are going to be textured in here. Just kind of an overview. All this is getting Luan up here as well because the flooring's just kind of been wavy and stuff. So we're gonna Luan that. We're gonna have to do some patchwork on some holes. There's a couple holes throughout here. The closet needs some work, so we'll get that. This is a little room off to the side. And of course, it's gonna need quite a little bit of work in here too. Like I said, we're gonna, another ceiling fan we're gonna take down. This is gonna be one of the boys' rooms. Just a small room, but it's really neat for a little kid. He'd love this room. Give them their own space. Like I said, we got all this flooring we're gonna have to redo. So that means we're gonna have to tear all the trim pieces down. And by doing that, we wanna get them really soft and easy so they don't break into pieces, because trim's very expensive right now. So we're trying to save money. We're trying to show you how to do this very, very cheap. And then this room, of course, it needs a little bit of work, but not much. It just needs a little bit. And then this room here, of course, is pink carpet. You know, our boys are our girls. So we need to roll the ceiling in this and do some texturing stuff and kind of patch some holes. But other than that, actually the two rooms are probably the best actually out of the whole house. They're the most decent on, you know, smoothest and kept. But we'll probably have to texture some of these walls because some of them have dings in them and whatnot. And some of these we're just going to put a piece of that door stopper over so it doesn't hit the wall and tear it up. Of course, the bathroom is going to need paint. I think we've stuck to just maybe leaving this floor for now. The reason being is because flooring is really expensive, and we just need to save cost with wherever we can, and maybe we don't. I don't know yet what we're going to do in here. Maybe we put some kind of vinyl or something in here that's waterproof. But we'll try to do something in here maybe. I don't know. But anyways. So that's the whole house basically, and as you can see, I shut the power off. Now, this house still has power to it currently until the owner of the house shuts it off. But as for now, it still has power to the house, so we could go downstairs, turn on the 200 amp service, and everything would run as a functioning house. And I'll show you that real quick, just to show you that we're not just going into some Amish house or something. So this is the breaker panel. We're not really going to do anything with the breaker panel other than we're going to leave the 200 off. 200 amp service. You just turn that back on and voila, you've got lights. But the bad thing is we don't want to use the lights. Or the good thing, if you are in our instance, but we don't want to use these lights, these receptacles, because we're off grid. It's really neat that we've got a place that is currently on right now as we speak. There's power actually to it. It's really neat. And the reason why I shut it off is because I don't want to cheat anyway, because you get lazy with electricity. Okay, it's so easy to go right now and to flip this off and flip this back on and instant light. And it's so handy, and you get that convenience, and our life and everything is revolved around conveniences, and you don't know how much time you sacrifice with conveniences that you are actually wasting on other things in life. It's time spent with family, because of so many different conveniences, and most of those conveniences are electronic. So we're going to shut the power off and leave it off. Now that's probably the last time the power's ever going to be on. When they shut it off, we're going to take outside and we're going to have them come and take the meter off of the pole, and then it's going to be done. So like I say, no lights, and there's not going to be any lights. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to untake all these, all the plugs. We're going to take them out. First of all, they're bad. Every one of them. The switches are really bad. This is a 1972 house, and I'm not for sure, but switches are only good for a certain amount of years. These are due up because they're they don't flip down. It just kind of goes down. So they're not good. The wiring's pretty rough. So we're getting rid of something that could essentially be a fire risk. But what we'll do is we'll take these all out of the wall, and then we'll disassemble the wiring on the back side of them and cap them, put them back in the wall, and then we're going to put a plate, just a flat plate, right over the top of each and every individual outlet. That way, say if some reason we ever do sell this place later on, a lot of people aren't off-gridders. You could sell it as an off-grid / remodel to a on-grid home in literally no time at all. Because all you've got to do then is you just untake the covers off, you reinsert brand new outlets, and you flip a breaker on, and you're ready to go. So there won't be anything to it. It'll be handy for somebody else if they ever do come in and want to do that. We have learned that through this process of a trailer house. We're getting ready to let my sister actually be in. So it currently has no electricity. We ripped all the things out of it, took everything out of it, and now they are wanting electric. So we're going to have to take everything and put it on the outside in boxes, conduit, and and which all to your own, whatever you want. We prefer to be off grid. We've found more peace with being off grid. We've found more things get accomplished around the house, and more quality time spent with family doing stuff like gardening, doing stuff outside, anything, fishing, anything, because it doesn't make you want to be in the house. If you have an air condition running, you're almost forced to want to be in that air condition at all the time, because you get so hot if you're outside. So you're constantly, you're like, well, I'm gonna go hang out inside because it's cool right now. And like today was 100 degrees here, and we're in this house, and it's probably mid-80s, maybe. I'm not sweating at all right now. It's not hot. It's warm, but it's not hot. It's a little muggy. But you open up the windows and get a fresh breeze coming in, and it's fine. The really good thing about this house is it is built like an Amish house. It's really neat because it's built to where it's big and the windows are across from each other. It gets a lot of ventilation. It was built with it never had an AC on it. It had heat, central heat, but it never had central air in this house. They had when I was a kid, they had a bunch of window units across the house. But prior to that, it had an attic fan, and that's what I grew up on as a kid. I remember not having air, but an attic fan, and attic fans basically are just this huge fan that sucks cool air in from outside, and they work amazing. Now, saying that, we might try to get the attic fan hooked back up to run off of an inverter. Not for sure how much power it takes, probably quite a bit, but we'll see. We'll look into that and we'll show you how that goes. But I'm figuring by the time we get everything done with all the moving around, the drywalling and the painting and the flooring, it's looking like it's gonna probably cool down before we get into here. So I doubt we're going to need much of a cooling this year. But like I said, it's 100 right now, and we're in here, and it's just fine. But stick around with us. We're gonna go tonight. Like I said, we're gonna get some things out of this place, and of course it's standard stuff. You're just taking stuff out, just. So we need to get stuff out, get the big stuff out of our way, so we can start doing work.